It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network. I am Ryan Hartson. We're here breaking down all the divisional round games in the NFL with you. A funny story. Obviously, the games on Sunday were insane, and you had Tim Tebow winning that epic game against Pittsburgh. And I was thinking about doing the show Monday because, you got to show up. If you're going to show up in the good times, you might as well show up in the bad because I just look like an idiot. Tebow continuously proves people wrong, and that's cute, and that's fine. He can do whatever he wants, and I know he doesn't, and he's pretty humble about it, and that's fine, and I guess he's a fine person. That said, the hype and the nonsense that is around him is something that is extremely worthy of being critical of, and I'll continue to be critical of it. But, it was so disheartening. I've never had the life sucked out of me like I have. It was, unbelievable. It is unbelievable how much I root against Tim Tebow. I don't even know why I do it. It's very irrational. I'm a very logical person. I think about things kind of in a certain direction. But when I think I'm right about something, I like being right. And the bottom line is I'm wrong about Tebow. I don't know what I'm wrong about because everything I analyze from a quarterbacking perspective I'm accurate on, and yet he does these amazing things in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go back to what I was saying when he was winning games. It's he's great in the fourth quarter, but the rest of the time he's kind of inept. And he was still under 50% completion, and he was playing against a Pittsburgh team that had second-rate players on the field because I believe it was 7 of their 11 original starters were out in this football game and got hurt along the way. So beating a banged-up Pittsburgh team, now you go to New England. And, we've got Denver and New England now. We're going to be breaking this game down. I was going to do San Francisco, New Orleans, but you know what? Tebow, again, he's ruining my show. He is ruining my show. He is ruining this company. I'm telling you right now. It's all Tim Tebow's fault. You look at Tebow, and it's amazing. He is amazing. I have never seen more hype over an average player. Never. The only thing you can equate it to is, the Beatles. Honestly, it's the Beatles. They're coming to town. Oh, my God. And everybody freaks out. And at the end of the day, they made a few average albums, and now all that's left is Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. And how's that working out? That's kind of how it is. And Tebow's kind of a lot like that, and he's got a lot of hype, and a lot of people are interested in Tebow, and, he's a fine player, I guess. And, is he a great quarterback? No. Is he a good quarterback? No. He's an average quarterback, 2 below average quarterback that makes a couple of nice throws a game. Every quarterback in the league, I say this all the time. I've said this. I still say Tim Couch made a couple of nice throws in a game. Ryan Leaf made a couple of nice throws in a game. Tebow makes nice throws in games. That's fine. Does he do it all the time? No. He's under 50% completion for his career, period. And he's never improved from that. He's been 47 or 51 his entire career. He's never had a 60%er, but he's never had a 32%er. He's never been completely awful. So I think that's kind of the dichotomy. And now you're running into a football team in New England that is motivated, talented, and excited with a Belichick and Brady tandem that is plain and simply tired of losing in the playoffs. They've lost 3 straight playoff games. You got the Super Bowl where they got upset. They were 16-0, 18-0, and they ended up being 18-1. And then, of course, you have they lose to Baltimore, and then they lost to the Jets last year. So it's extremely disheartening as a human being, as a human being. What the hell am I talking about? It's football. But, it's extremely disheartening to them to think that, you've won all these games, and then all of a sudden you can't win anymore. Well, what's the difference? The difference is you haven't played defense in a very long time. And they don't just play defense. They are awful defensively. New England is awful defensively. Green Bay is definitely better than them. I know they're kind of ranked differently than that, but Green Bay does have a better defense, turn the ball over a little bit. And, New England, they are very motivated to win this game. Brady might have to score 50 points to do it, but I think he is absolutely capable of that. I think the Patriots are going to do a very nice job with this. I think they're going to handle their business. And plain and simply, Brady and Belichick are agnostic. I think that's what this comes down to. This comes down to religion. Brady and Belichick do not believe in God. And for atheists everywhere, they are going to beat Tim Tebow on Saturday or Sunday or maybe Monday. I don't know. They play on Saturday, I think. That's what I got to believe. I got to believe that Brady and Belichick are going to put this to rest once and for all. Please, for the love of God, make this Tebow nonsense stop. I don't want to come in here next week breaking down championship weekend, and I'm sitting here talking to you about Tim frickin' Tebow who can very easily win a football game in Baltimore, to go to the Super Bowl to end up getting whacked by New Orleans, Green Bay, or the Giants. I mean, really. I mean, this really shows how bad the AFC is so inferior to the NFC. I mean, honestly, the AFC is playing for the right to get blown out in Super Bowl 46. They are playing for the right to get blown out by Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, or Eli Manning in the Super Bowl. That's all this is. I mean, the hot quarterbacks aren't there. I mean, outside of Brady, it's junk in the AFC. Flacco, yeah. Tebow, yeah. TJ Yates. And then there's Brady, who's the mainstay. In the NFC, it's Rodgers, it's Brees, it's Eli Manning. Great players. And just the NFC is completely superior to the AFC. And Denver and New England, man, it's a horrible game. It's a horrible game. And the AFC is a joke. And I know it's exciting because we all like Tebow and all that shit. New England should win this game relatively easily. If it's close, I wouldn't be shocked. If Denver won, I'm going to tell you right now, if Denver wins this football game, I'm going back to church. Seriously. Straight up, I'm telling you right now, I'm not lying to you. We might even film it. I might even have a buddy of mine, the president, Tim. Tim and I, in all likelihood, are going to go to church. If Tebow wins this thing, I'm going back to church. That's the only thing that can explain this nonsense, is that we are going back to church. That's it. I mean, if Tebow beats Brady and Belichick, I'm going back to church. And I'm going to sit there and I'm listening to the priest talk about all his nonsense and all of that, because it is completely insane and illogical, and there's very little chance that it can happen. So, obviously, I'm taking New England. I think New England's going to win the game relatively easily. Denver might keep it close, but if they win the game, I'm going back to church. I promise you, if Denver wins the game, I am going back to church, and we're going to get it on tape, uploaded onto YouTube, of me going and sitting in church for the first time in like 2 years. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it, and I gotta get what he's got. Tebow's got something, and I gotta get it. I gotta get, divine intervention. I gotta get the Bible back into me, I think. Get a little of that divine intervention. That's what I need in my life. Okay, let's move on to the NFC. I didn't mean to do AFC and then NFC, but we did. Well, let's go break down the lesser game in the NFC first, the game I wanted to do here, but then I started talking about Tim Tebow. New Orleans and San Francisco next. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network.